Hello, my fellow readers. Dark Symphony 777 with another fanfiction review. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, and leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts of the story. And finally, this is my opinion. My opinion is not indicative of everyone in the world, so please respect that, as well as make sure to read the story before watching the video. So, we're going back to Isla Nublar, or Isla Sorna, whichever one you're looking at, for Aftermath Jurassic Park by CTN 90. This is a very, very short, like criminally short Jurassic Park story. I kind of came across this story when I found Purgatory, so I thought I'd pick them both up and then review both of them. But with Purgatory, you had a really great story, but with Aftermath, it wasn't really that good. It's just nothing happens. Just that's all I can say about the story. Nothing happens. This is just nothing happens. The story, the game, the life. But let's just go actually get into the meat and potatoes. So the plot actually starts before the events of the Jurassic Park movie with a character by the name of Mia Martinez. She is actually a park ranger who helps out with the daily grind of taking care of the dinosaurs. She kind of gets stuck in a sleeping lodge, and when she wakes up, basically all the events of the movie actually happen. It's already passed, and she's just trying to escape. At the same time, these 4 soldiers were hired by Muldoon. For those of you who don't know, this is actually based more in the movie rather than the book, because Muldoon plays a more proactive role in the book. He does become even more active. He's actually the main antagonist in the book version of Lost World, but he's actually kind of disappears after Nedry dies. But yeah, that's fine. He hires these 4 soldiers and to go to Isla Nublar to grab the shaving cream can that Dennis Nedry had and basically bring it back. And so these 4 kind of cross, and then they just try and escape. That's more or less the plot. I would have more to say if it had more substantial stuff happening, like maybe like a key moment or something, but again, nothing happens. Like, it's just, that's, if anything, that's probably this story's biggest flaw. It's going to be a quick one, folks. Nothing happens. Like, literally nothing happens. There's no character development because the story just moved by too fast. There's no really big plot points because everything kind of goes back too fast. There's no, the pacing is actually weirdly alright. It's just nothing happens. Grammar errors, fine. I expected this to be longer. At least like 5 minutes. It's not even 4 minutes. I wouldn't recommend this story. Favorite part, I like the baryonyx. Underrated dinosaur. I expect, oh boy, we're gonna have a little fun with trying to see what could be changed about the story. So this is all hypothetical because I got a neat idea for this story, and this is where literally the bulk of this video is going to be trying to see what can be done with the story. And I have a very, very creative solution. Cujo. Now you're wondering, what's Cujo? Who's Cujo? Where's Cujo? How's Cujo? For those of you who don't know, Cujo is actually a very old, I believe, 1989 book written by Stephen King. Cujo tells the story of this, I believe it's a mother and son, and they're stuck in a car in the middle of a junkyard being watched by a rabid Saint Bernard. And basically the Saint Bernard got rabies because he got bitten by a bat and goes mad and starts killing people and mauling people. It's actually a quite underrated story by King, believe it or not. I think it's around the time where King was hitting his stride and he was getting like all the most famous book out. It was like right before he finished it. He was like apparently I think he was still working on it around this time, or he just started. It was like I know it was like a big project of his, but I don't know where he was in the process of making it when he finished Cujo. But the point is this: if I had the chance to rewrite the story, this story would literally be Dinosaur Cujo. What do I mean by that? Well, we do have one interesting thing: is at the beginning of the story we have a soldier watching the baryonyx. The baryonyx is basically stuck in a swamp, and it's just very. And for those who don't know what the baryonyx is, it's like a crocodilian type of dinosaur that likes that until we found out that crocodiles kind of existed during this time, a lot of people thought crocodiles. No, not crocodiles. Baryonyx were like the predecessors to crocodiles and alligators. And this was like before crocodiles became crocodiles, they were baryonyxes, stuff like that. They were basically just a pescatarian carnivore who would it is a carnivore, so it eats meat. Who would wander around the Bay Area beaches and streams, stuff like that, and honestly behave a lot like a crocodile. So it was a very unique dinosaur at the time. And that's going to be our Cujo right there. That dinosaur is going to be our Cujo. Just bear with me. So we have the same setup. We have the guy watching the baryonyx, wondering, well, we don't know anything about the baryonyx. Instead of a park ranger, have Mia Martinez be a behavior dinosaur. Maybe if you want to do like a little shout out to Gennaro's toilet paper, you could have Jane be mentioned, like, oh, Jane's working somewhere else. So we like a nod to Purgatory. Have Mia, instead of being at a center for the park rangers, you have her be where the baryonyx is, because she's specifically hired to teach and study the baryonyx, because they do a little whole spiel near the end where every time they make a new dinosaur, they make a single dinosaur, so that way they can actually study its behavior and its eating habits and stuff like that, so they can figure out how to actually best contain it and make sure that it doesn't go out of hand, so that way they make it take care of it. It's smart, but fine. But the baryonyx was very elusive, mainly because it acted a lot like a crocodile, and thus they never really got a chance to study it. Apparently, the implication of the story is saying that they only they actually managed to get it cloned right before the events of the movies, so therefore they didn't have the time to study it. That's that. So what would happen is Mia would stay inside the dock we're in the baryonyx, because they have like a little station where the people who were taking care of the baryonyx stays and stuff like that. Mia would sleep there because it was her job to study the baryonyx, to best be able to take care of it, study it, maybe shoot it with tranquilizers if that need to be, and better be able to just take care of it. The storm hits, which instigates the power shutdown by Nedry, and the storm wipes out the board, because the story has the little station on the end of a dock where the boats are. The little thing that connects the ground to the house breaks apart, leaving. When Mia wakes up, she tries to go outside. She sees just the little boardwalk thing not there anymore. The baryonyx comes out of the water, tries to take a bite of her. She slams the door, and there we got our plot. We don't even need the soldiers sent by Gennaro. Like, not Gennaro, Muldoon. No. Dodgson, there we go. I don't know why I was mixing up the names. We don't even need the soldiers sent by Dodgson to get the cream. If you can, if you want, but you have to get them into the area. You have to get them into that house, because the idea would be the entire movie takes place in the house with Mia trying to get out. So basically what she'll do is she looks around, she sees all this stuff and gear, you can do whatever, you can just free foam whatever you want. And she realizes that she looks around, she notices that there is a boat away, but it's far away, which means she would have to actually get past the baryonyx in order to be able to get to it, but the baryonyx is smarter than it lets on, because of course it's going to act like a crocodile, which means it's not going to be stupid. So the story would just be Mia trying to figure out, slowly studying the baryonyx, trying to just try things to get it away, while the baryonyx is like testing and trying to weaken the foundation and get smarter. So it's basically like a game of cat and mouse, where they're both the cat and the mouse and they're trying to outsmart the other. You can do something. It doesn't have to be long. At the very most, it could be 50,000 words, 40,000 words, maybe, if you want to squeeze it. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You can have a part where Mia, she's trying to figure out the eating habits. Like she grabs like some veggies and fish and stuff. The baryonyx goes after the fish instead of the meat. It prods the veggies and he just ignores and goes after the fish. And she's like, okay, it eats fish. It prefers fish. Or you could have like little decoys and stuff like that, like her trying to make plans. Or you can have, like, if you do add the soldiers, you would have to make it a little longer to accompany them and give them time to get their character set up, get what they want to do. You can, even with that, you can have like little other plans. Like they try this plan, it backfires, one of the guys die, and then tensions start rising. There's a lot of flexibility you can do with this very simple idea of just a person stuck in a house with a big crocodile dinosaur just watching the whole area. You know, the sky's the limit with this idea. I just honestly wish there was more I could do with the story, but I think the Cujo idea is just such a great idea that it's like, there's not really nothing you can do. If you want to make it longer, I don't know, you still have to add the baryonyx somewhere, because the author went out of his way to add it, but yeah, I think the Cujo idea just fits better. So that's my review of Aftermath. Oh boy, this is kind of sad. There was just nothing. The story was just so bereft of anything happened. It's like, they go here, they go there. Do they do anything? No, they just run. Do they talk to each other? A little bit, but not a lot. Do they get any character arcs? No. Do they get any character development? No. Does anything happen? No. Nothing happens. Oh boy. I'll see you next time with the. I'm just trying to restart my brain because nothing. Nothing. I'll see you next time. This has been Dark Symphony 7 stuff. 7 and yeah, I'm just gonna